Marvel Studios has finally released the first full trailer for Avengers Doomsday, and it looks like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is about to become bigger than ever before. The trailer brings together the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, Wakanda, the Thunderbolts, Loki, and even the X-Men for what appears to be the biggest crossover since Avengers Endgame. But beyond the spectacular action, the trailer also hides several important details that may reveal where the story is heading. Here is a complete breakdown of everything you might have missed. The trailer opens with the voice of Doctor Doom. This is our first real introduction to Robert Downey Jr.'s version of Victor Von Doom, and surprisingly, he is not threatening the heroes. Instead, he is warning them. He says that something is coming, something they may not be able to stop, and that before the day ends, everyone will face an impossible decision. That dialogue immediately suggests Doom may not be a traditional villain. Instead of wanting to destroy the universe for power alone, he may genuinely believe that only his methods can save reality from an even greater threat. Marvel has often given its greatest villains understandable motivations, and this trailer hints that Doom may follow the same path. The next major reveal is the X-Mansion. For the first time, the classic X-Men are fully involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Professor Charles Xavier watches a massive burst of light appear in the sky while the school prepares for battle. Several familiar heroes arrive to help defend the mansion, including Sam Wilson's Captain America, Reed Richards, Yelena Belova, Shang-Chi, and even Herbie from the Fantastic Four. One interesting moment shows Shang-Chi fighting Gambit. Whether this is a misunderstanding, mind control, or part of a larger conflict remains unknown. Another blink and you'll miss it moment features Mystique transforming into Yelena during combat. That means anyone could secretly be Mystique throughout the movie, making trust almost impossible. The trailer later shows Cyclops screaming while firing his optic blast as the X-Mansion appears heavily damaged. Whatever attack takes place there clearly becomes one of the film's biggest battles. Another important location is the new Avengers Tower. The trailer finally confirms that Earth's mightiest heroes have a new headquarters. Inside the tower we see Thor, Sam Wilson, Ant-Man, Bucky Barnes, the Fantastic Four, and members of the Thunderbolts assembling for what appears to be an emergency meeting. One interesting detail is that Thor arrives alongside the Fantastic Four. This may suggest that Thor personally recruits Marvel's first family before bringing them back to Earth. The team clearly understands that the threat they are facing is unlike anything they have experienced before. The trailer also takes viewers back to Wakanda. Here, Shuri, M'Baku, The Thing, Sue Storm, Ghost, Falcon, and Bucky Barnes all gather while an enormous wall of ocean appears frozen behind them. This immediately raises questions. Unlike his comic book counterpart, Namor previously did not demonstrate complete control over the oceans. Yet here the sea itself appears held back by an unknown force. Nearby we also see Namor seated upon a throne. The tension between Wakanda and Talokan clearly still exists following Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Another fascinating detail is that comic book fans know Namor and Bucky Barnes once fought together during World War II. Although the Marvel Cinematic Universe has not explored that history, the trailer finally places both characters together. Sue Storm also shares the screen with Namor. Comic readers know the relationship between those two characters becomes extremely complicated in later stories, making this interaction particularly interesting. Perhaps the trailer's most shocking action scene is Thor facing Doctor Doom. Thor attacks using Stormbreaker, one of the most powerful weapons in the universe. Doctor Doom casually catches it with one hand. That single moment tells viewers almost everything they need to know. If Doom can effortlessly stop Thor, then none of the other heroes are likely to overpower him through brute force. Marvel is clearly establishing Doom as one of the strongest villains the franchise has ever introduced. The trailer also quietly includes Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon. However, he only appears briefly in the background of two different scenes. Marvel trailers often hide important characters, but they also occasionally minimize characters whose stories end early. Some fans have already begun wondering whether Falcon may become one of the movie's first major casualties. The same concern also applies to Bucky Barnes, who surprisingly receives very little attention throughout the trailer despite being part of several scenes. Another enormous reveal is Loki. After the ending of Loki Season 2, many viewers believed his story had reached its conclusion. Instead, he returns carrying what appears to be a TVA pass. Interestingly, the symbol of Yggdrasil, the world tree created at the end of Loki Season 2, is visible on the back of the badge. That tiny detail could be incredibly important. Loki currently holds together the entire multiverse. If he has left his throne, something unimaginably dangerous must have happened. It is entirely possible that Dr. Doom's warning about an approaching threat is directly connected to Loki abandoning his cosmic responsibility. Finally, the trailer delivers its biggest surprise. Steve Rogers returns. Chris Evans appears wearing long hair and a beard similar to his Infinity War appearance. More importantly, he is once again carrying Mjolnir. Since Steve proved himself worthy during Avengers Endgame, he clearly still possesses that power. The trailer does not explain whether this is the original Steve Rogers, an alternate universe version, or another multiversal variant. Marvel deliberately leaves that mystery unanswered. The emotional reunion between Steve and Thor also suggests the original Avengers still have an important role to play in the multiverse saga. Beyond the major reveals, several smaller details deserve attention. Herbie officially joins the Fantastic Four during the battle. The Avengers Tower features an updated logo representing Sam Wilson's leadership. The X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, Thunderbolts, Wakandans, and Talokan all appear to be fighting within the same overall conflict, making this easily the largest gathering of Marvel heroes ever shown on screen. Perhaps the most interesting aspect of the trailer is what it does not reveal. Marvel never explains what Doctor Doom is actually trying to stop. The true enemy may still be hidden. The trailer also avoids revealing why the X-Mansion comes under attack, why Loki leaves Yggdrasil, or how Steve Rogers returns after the ending of Avengers Endgame. Those mysteries are almost certainly being saved for future trailers. Overall, Avengers Doomsday looks less like another superhero movie and more like the beginning of Marvel's biggest event since Infinity War and Endgame. With Doctor Doom emerging as an incredibly powerful force, the return of beloved heroes, the long-awaited arrival of the X-Men, and the entire multiverse seemingly hanging in the balance, the film appears ready to reshape the Marvel Cinematic Universe forever when it arrives in theaters this December.